But one thing that's very clear, that without a heart you can't live. And if you allow your heart to get into a bad condition, you will die. My name is Barry Thornton, and I suffered with arrhythmia all my life. But as a young man, it didn't worry me. It was there from about the age of 28. On the odd occasion, I didn't let it worry me. I sailed oceans, I went surfing, I went climbing, we ran up and down the beach, we did gym, and I did quite heavy weights. So it didn't worry me at all. But when I returned to this country, this particular problem took off to such a degree that when I was lying in bed, I felt as though I was moving up and down the bed. It was just quite miserable and quite frightening, to tell you the truth, because I used to lie there thinking, how on earth can I get this thing under control? Anyway, I went to see the doctors, and the doctors sort of said, well, after a lot of tests, they said to us, the specialist said, look, you've got to actually go in and have this heart stopped and then restart it to get the rhythm right, and then you're onto these drugs, warfarin, digoxin, whatever else. There's a whole pile of them. And that was what I was going to be the rest of my life. And I really didn't like the thought of that, because that's what happened to my father. And I didn't do that. And I met a man who had opinions about treating the cause and not the effect or the result, which is what the doctors were doing. And so he said to me, after a lot of questions, he said to me, all that sport and everything, did you drink a lot of water? And I said, yes, lots of water, because it was good for you. He said, yes, but that also caused you to sweat out and lose a lot of your electrolytes. That is what the cause is, that contact between the brain and the heart has been weakened. So I said, what do I do? And he said, well, you take these minerals, these liquid minerals, and which is what I did. And it had boosted selenium in them. And this worked for many years until about 4 or 5 months ago. Suddenly I found this thing was coming back. But only after I started gym. I started gym, and then I suddenly found that this arrhythmia and this heart beating and pumping and violently doing things had come back on me. So I looked around on the net and all over the place, and I couldn't find really any answers. I thought, well, I may have to go back to these guys and start taking this stuff. So from 1996, I'd actually been using selenium and minerals and omega oils, etc., to keep this heart of mine under control. Now I was having to think of alternative solutions if this didn't work. Any event, I prayed about it, and the very next day, a report came in. I said to my wife, we've got to get that report because it seems to be right. And it told us that we had to get a stuff called CoQ10, which is what I went out and bought. But the stuff I bought was ubiquinol, which is very hard to assimilate into your body, and so I was getting no results. And then when I read the report completely, I realized that ubiquinol, and so I went out and bought the ubiquinol, which is a highly developed form of the CoQ10. And I tell you something, it sorted it out. So today I don't have a problem. I'm going back to gym. I don't even know I've got a heart. It doesn't jump around and cause me problems again. So there we are. And my advice to you is visit this site here, and I'm pointing it out here, if I can point it out there. It's called, and the name of that site is www.arrhythmia-heart.com. I'll spell that for you. It's www.arrhythmia-heart.com. And I suggest you have a look at that, and it'll give you a lot more answers as to why this stuff is very good, and it'll list the things, and there's thousands of medical reports confirming this result. Thank you very much.